I talked to Charlie Cox a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and he said that he's pulling for you to be the Punisher again, along with the fans, because he doesn't think anyone can do it as good as you do it. I mean, to hear that from him, after what you guys created together with those shows in that universe, and then to get the fan reception that you got, where you take on an iconic character, and the fans' response is, "Okay, we want this guy to do this at the highest level," the Marvel universe for however long. What does that mean to you that you're able to execute that way, and that Charlie responded and fans have responded that way?
Oh, look, yeah, I mean, it's enormously humbling, and I just it means the world to me. I mean, number one, the the first reason why I really wanted to be on that show on Daredevil is because I saw Charlie's monologue in the first episode of the show, and I just saw the way in which they were approaching the work. I was like, this is a world I really want to play. And then I saw D'Onofrio, and I was like, holy crap, I've got to be a part of this. And then I dove into who Frank Castle was in The Punisher. It's a character that has had a deep resonance with the comic book community, with the law enforcement community, with the military community. These are communities I care a deep amount about. I looked at playing Frank as a real responsibility to those communities, and if they are behind it and think that I got it right, it's humbling, and I'm full of gratitude for it. Look, as far as like going on in the future, it's a character that I really feel like I have sort of in my bones and in my heart. I think really it's not. I don't look at things in terms of I don't know. I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity, and what sort of happens in the future isn't about kind of whether they want to do it or not. Again, like that's I don't really prescribe anything to those kinds of decisions. It's just about if they do it, are we going to be able to get it right? Is it going to be dark enough? Is it going to be gritty enough? Are we going to give the fans and the folks that this character means so much to? Are we going to give them what they deserve? And if the answer is yes, like man, oh man, I would love that.
There's been a lot of rumors lately. I know they pick up sometimes. Sometimes there's nothing there. Sometimes there is. But are we going to see you be Frank Castle again anytime soon?
Oh man, I honestly I have no idea. And that isn't just like the standard but like I just feel with a lot of these things, I'd sort of in a way be kind of the last to know. And again, like I just don't think the question is about whether they're going to do it. It's going to be about how they do it, and whether we can do it the way that the character and the fans deserve. And again, if the answer is yes, that would be amazing.
How strange is this for actors? I mean, if you get guys that were in a Marvel project or rumored to be or already in, and they might get a bigger role, like guys are always having to, men and women are having to field these questions about their characters based off rumors, and maybe some of you guys signed NDAs. Maybe it's kind of like a dance you guys constantly have to do. Does it weigh on you at all? Do
It
you just
doesn't.
want the answers to be out there? Or
No, it doesn't, man. Honestly, it doesn't weigh on me. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't. I got used to again, man. If you sort of knew where I came from, man, like just being able to do this for a living is such a joy, and I'm so grateful for it. I mean, you it, in this field, in this profession, you have to come to love the fact that you just never know what's going to happen next. There are going to be highs and there's going to be lows. There's times where your phones ring. There's times where everyone's phone stops. And I think for me, success in this business is just being invited to come back and do something again, and to keep working. Um, I'm working on stuff that I love, that I really care about. I'm really proud and honored to be a part of the things that are coming out, the projects that I'm doing in the future. And I think you've got to become, and I think in life in general, I think the more that we can become comfortable and optimistic and positive about the fact that we don't know what's going to happen next, I think that leads to sort of a healthy mindset. And I think that if you sit there pining away for things that like you can't control and that are beyond your control and that you never know what's going to happen, I think it's a lot of wasted energy and it doesn't do anything for you.
if for whatever reason you were not to continue with the Punisher, a lot of fans have weighed in and they really like the idea of you playing Wolverine. Hugh Jackman has said he's done with that role. Do you see, with everything that there is to that character, do you see yourself maybe pursuing that and taking that on if it were on the table?
Look, man, again, the way that I sort of the way that I judge the criteria in which, I sort of decide on what I'm doing next is does the script move me? Who am I working with? Who's who is the filmmaker, and is that somebody that I'm dying to work with? And I'm gonna hold on to that going forward, no matter what it is. As far as like, and I get it, man. I get that the Marvel questions. There's like, you're asking these questions because it's super important to a lot of people. People really love these characters, and I get that, and I come to that with absolute respect. What I will tell you again is that Frank Castle is in my bones. Like Frank Castle is in my bones. I beyond anything, I'm a father and I'm a husband. And the kernel of Frank is what would happen if somebody took them away from me. Something that I understand, something that I empathize with, and I have deep reverence for the military community and the folks that have worn. I have deep respect for the people that this character means so much to. So I mean, like, beyond that, like whatever comes my way, I'm going to judge it as it comes, and I'd be grateful. I'd be grateful if any of it came my way.